Church of Thomas has never been anti-female and has embraced it as one of the gifts that God gave people. Well, as a result, the Gospel of Thomas was an answer to my prayer. I had had a friend when I was younger, in high school, and he was gay. And I tried to explain to him that in the Church of Thomas, a gospel represented the way God felt about gay people. And I tried to reassure him that he was not going to hell. He was not a bad person. But because of what he was being taught by his parents, his minister, he was basically told that unless he cut off every part of his emotions that were natural and normal to him, he was going to die and burn in hell. It's ironic that the people who were supposed to do as Jesus did treated this young man with such disrespect. He killed himself. And because he killed himself, it wounded me. It made me want to help people who were struggling with this issue, who did not seem to be getting the support they needed from their spiritual communities. And because they weren't getting the support they needed from their spiritual communities, I wanted to share what I knew. But unfortunately, one of the things that many people have is that if it's not written down, it can't be true. I mean, how many people read, something in the paper and they go, oh, well, it's in the newspaper, it must be true. And then they have a retraction 2 weeks later in small print, bottom of the first page or the 15th page, saying, oh, oops, I said this name wrong. Or this didn't happen in this city, it happened in that city. Well, these corrections never seem to get noticed. It's only the headlines. Well, the headlines that had been promoted for so long were, it's not written, can't be true. Well, that sort of leaves an oral tradition out of the running for being in the truth game. So I had hoped someday to find writings that were attributed to our apostle. And God finally told me, what you're looking for is within your reach. And I was excited. Oh, I was so excited. One of the things that happened was that God told me to just keep my eyes open. Well, I was all ears and eyes at that point. I was ready to jump off a cliff. And the very next sermon that I saw was one that was delivered by a Trinitarian minister, and it was on the subject of the doubting Thomas. But he saw Thomas in a slightly different light, a little bit closer to what I had always known about Thomas. He saw Thomas as someone who was a hero. Well, I thought he was a hero too. Who was the one who wanted to go back when Lazarus was dying? It wasn't the other apostles, it was Thomas. He says, hey, if Jesus wants to go and die, we're going to go with him. Well, the other apostles were dragging their feet saying, yeah, okay, we can't go there. I mean, we're going to die. And Thomas says, no, Jesus says we need to go. We're going to go. Well, as a result, I started thinking, maybe he did write something down. So I pondered on it and I thought about it. And I was just racking my brains. My head was hurting after a while. And I finally prayed and I said, Dad, I am messing up real bad here. Is there any hint you can give me? Where do I look? What is it called? It's probably not even written in English, but show me where it is so I can try and figure this thing out. And God said, you're overthinking it. Well, I do that a lot, so that didn't make any big surprise for me. So I sat down and I started